Well, this is a drink that I make to help get rid of all those spices that you end up in your cupboard and you don't know what to do with, and eventually you say, I'm going to throw them away. Well, I don't throw them away. I make a drink. First thing you need is a nice glass. And you put that glass down. And I start out with some pepper. I like to twist the pepper mill and put a lot of pepper in there. Put some more in later. And got to have some salt if you're going to have the pepper. And I'll get some more of that later too. And then I got some hot pepper seeds, some of which I grew myself. Crushed peppers, put that in there and make it a little hot. Get a little hot later, hotter later. Like, put a few peppercorns in there. Yep, I like that pepper. Yep, you see there? Peppercorns. There you go. There you go. Yeah. Put them in there whole. My wife says, ah! I like them. And then you just sort of use what you got. Here's some lemon pepper. And I put some of that in there. I'm not particular about how much. I put whatever in there. And then I spread this around a little bit. I don't think I'll try the paprika, but I'll just put me some dried basil leaves. These are probably 5,000 years old. And there's coriander. Yep, what's good for the goose is good for the coriander, I always say. I don't know why I always say that. People get tired of hearing it. But anyway, here's some thyme. Somebody said they didn't want it anymore. A friend of mine. I said, well, I'll take it. I got time for that. Put a little bit of that in there. And then dill weed. I used to grow dill weed. I forgot to put any in this year, but I still got this. Put a little bit of that in there. Something called Italian seasoning, which I don't know what that means. Maybe when you open it up it says, Mamma Mia! No, it doesn't. And I don't know what Beaumont is, so I leave Beaumont alone. It means good world, I guess. And ground mace, I don't know what that is. Here's some dill seed. I saved this dill seed when I had those dill plants. Put a little bit of that in there. See what it's looking like now? Yeah, they're looking pretty good, huh? Yeah. Well, I'm not done yet, as you will see. Because here's some curry powder. Yep, curry powder. I just put a little bit of that in there too. Well, come on, curry. Powder it up. There we go. And that takes me all the way around that carousel, but up on top of that carousel is something that tastes really good at the end of all this. It's red hot cinnamons like you put on cookies. Oh boy, they sort of melt there in the bottom of the glass when you get all done. You get that now. Here's an important ingredient. Tabasco sauce. Yes, sir. I put a liberal amount of Tabasco in there. Well, that's not the only sauce going in there, but you'll see that later. Alright, now we'll move up to the next layer. And here's some dried parsley flakes. Used to grow parsley too, but I didn't this year. These big old jar of dried parsley nobody will ever use up. Unless I do. So there we go. Little parsley flakes. Little garlic salt. Like garlic, like salt. So we put that in there. Yum, yum, yum. Here's one important part. Also an important part of White Castle hamburgers. I understand they cause gas, but I don't care. Chopped onions. Yes, sir. They were pretty good. Put a bunch of them in there. See, don't they look good in there? Yeah. Yum, yum. Alright, so. Then I had some of this stuff. I don't know where it came from. It's barbecue seasoning. I'll put a little bit of it in there for what it's worth. And that's all for this row. Then I'll come over here. Here's some sesame seeds. You know how you can tell Ronald McDonald at the nudist colony? Got some sesame seeds on his bun. Yes, sir. I don't know how you tell Ginger at a nudist colony, but Put a little bit of ginger in there too. Now here's something somebody gave us, some Little Caesar Southwestern seasoning. I just started using it. I don't know, it's going to take me forever to use that up, get the old bottle. But if I live long enough, I'll use it up. And then there's old Mr. Chef Paul Prudhomme's Magic Seasoning Blends. I don't know, I never used it on meat, but use it in my drink. Else it's going to be up there forever. I have to will it to somebody for when I die. I think that takes care. No, not done yet. Got some chili powder. Chili powder does a good job. Oh yeah, a little bit of chili powder in there. I bet your mouths are all watering, folks, right? Here's a little bit of leftover sugar and cinnamon. Put a little bit of that in there. It's good on toast. I'll be good in my drink. What you think? I think that takes care of that row. Now there's one more thing. And that's my own special grown, dried, I believe it's Greek oregano. If it's not Greek, it's still good oregano. It's Greek to me. And put a good healthy amount of that in there. We'll put a little more of that in later. Now, we got some more goodies. We got some of this Worcestershire sauce. Red Fox said he knew the guy what invented it down in Louisiana. He went into his bar and he saw this sauce on the counter. He says, Worcestershire sauce. And that's how it got its name. That's what Red Fox says. Anyhow, that's Worcestershire sauce. And here's some Kikkoman when he's down, I guess. Kikkoman soy sauce. That's what it says, Kikkoman. A little violence there. Here's the secret ingredient. This is called Black Mamba Venomous Hot Sauce. My son gave me this. I don't think he's trying to kill me. And I put 1, 2, 3, sometimes 4 will fall in there by accident, but I can take the heat. If I can't, I'll get out of the kitchen. Of course, you heard that before, didn't you? I got a million of them, folks. They're all old, just like me. That's right. Put this stuff back in the refrigerator. Yeah. And then, the main ingredient, without which this whole exercise would be futile. Or as we say, futile. Back in the days of King Arthur, when it was in the feudal period. Anyway, this is, you can use V8 or you can use, I use V8 if it's on sale, or I use Kroger Hot and Spicy tomato drink. I like them both. They're both a little different, gives you a little different angle on the drink, but either one will do. Now you see how long this takes. You get a little exercise too, so you get your vegetables and you get your exercise. And then I put a little more of my homegrown, dried and loved oregano on top of there. Put it back up in the cupboard and close the cupboard up because we're done in the cupboard. There you go, just like that. Then a little more salt, a little more hot pepper, crushed hot pepper, because it probably isn't hot enough yet, don't you think? You've been listening. If you've been listening, you can tell whether you think it's hot enough or not. Put a little more on there, and then finally the last bit of wonderful pepper. And there you have it, folks. That's what I call my spice of life. Yep. Yep. This drink is the spice of life. Hope you enjoy it all. Ta-ta.